Alright, walking past Broadway Burger Bar and Grill in New York, and now walking through Park MGM. Day one, Keep Track Week, Vegas edition 2023. That's a mouthful. Tips, dealer tips today. And I guess I need to reiterate, whatever number I get at the end of these 5 hours, I'm going to divide by 5. I'm going to tell you what the dealers made per hour for these 5 hours today at Caesars. You can't just multiply this number by 2,000. Some people in the comments, and also one insane guy who lives out here in Vegas who's really stupid. I don't know what I did to make anyone think that's how you come up with a dealer salary. Like I said last year in Iowa, you need to understand the hours. Sometimes dealers go home voluntarily when they don't need to. Sometimes they're forced to go home if there's not the amount of tables that the floor thought would be going. Also, there's a wage that is extra money on top of what I say. There are also taxes that lowers the amount that gets you from a gross to a net income. And there are also breaks. When a dealer is on break, at least in Vegas, they do get the wage. They do not get any tips while they're on break, of course. And there are brush tables. They need to stay in the room, do fills, seat players, things like that. Also getting their wage, but getting very little tips when they're brushing, if any. So you can't just multiply this number by 2,000 to get their salary at the end of the year, but all I can do is count at the table what happens for 5 hours and let you know. All right, keeping the variables the same for day one, like I intend to for all the days, but today is day one. It is a Saturday, just like it was day one in California. $3 big blind game, 300 max buy-in. Gonna head to Caesars. I'm inside Aria right now, but gonna walk to Caesars and play there. And yeah, let's give an estimate. What was it in California? I'll put it on the screen. Don't remember. I'd say here a little less because there are fewer all-ins. So a lot of all-ins get some large tips in California, and all-ins happen all the time. I'll say 35 an hour. Put your guess in the comments, and we'll see who's closer, me or you. Finally made it to Caesars Palace. Day one count starts imminently. All right, on the monorail platform, the count is done. Left Caesars. I'm heading down to MGM. The Spence Crawford fight just ended. I'm pretty sure I would go there anyway and parked at New York, but expect the games to be extra good on a fight night. Tips over 5 hours. Make some room. There are the tips, hour by hour. Total $175. That is an average per hour of $35. If you would like to know some things affecting the tips, that's still pretty good. But at the first table, there were 2 people who didn't seem to know tipping was a thing. Each, the 1 seat and the 8 seat, each won several hands, never tipped. And right before we broke, we got down to like 4 and 5 handed, and there just weren't many pots. That table broke, went to another table after like 5 hands. That second table broke, of course, it's Vegas. And then the third table, here comes the monorail. Third table was like a mix of good and kind of slow, but still, all in all, 35 per hour in tips, pretty solid. I gotta get on the monorail. I'll keep talking in a minute. So I'll put my guess on the bottom. I know I made a guess. I don't remember what it was, but it might have been 35. I remember saying 35 today. So pretty good, despite having a couple stretches where the pots were very small or non-existent. Plenty of chops at Caesars, but there you have it. And again, the big video will be after I play here in Council Bluffs and have 3 different cities to compare. And remember, rice is a spoon food.